What's the food that you eat completely different than it's normally eaten? I don't still do it because I have learned better, but the packets of instant ramen that you cook in the pan. I never knew it was supposed to be a soup with noodles. My dad taught me that you cook them down until all of the liquid is completely gone and you end up with flavored noodles. The noodles then would become a side for a liver sausage sandwich on rye bread, never anything else, just with that sandwich. I grew squash several times. I don't like squash. As soon as they flower, which is in cycles, I pick the flowers, soak them in cold water for a few minutes, lay them out. I mix up a thin pancake batter, more like crepe batter. I dip the flowers in the batter, fry quickly on both sides. It's delicious. My kids would tear them up. We all did. I prefer all of my drinks to be room temperature except for tea. I eat the peel and mango like a caveman. I also rarely use a spoon for yogurt. I don't know why, it just seems like a waste and I feel like they never fit. Same with pudding cups. I tend to douse things in hot sauce, but I guess that's not that abnormal. Cupcakes are better when you rip off the bottom and smush it on top so that you have a frosting center for your new cupcake sandwich. I split a Big Mac into a top and bottom half rather than eating it all in one. The top half is a top and middle bun, and the bottom half is everything after the middle bun. I'm not actually sure how uncommon this is, but I've been questioned about it a few times and even made fun of for it once. As a kid I ate Lucky Charms and I would eat the green pieces first and save all the marshmallows until the end. I would also eat popcorn and bite off the edges so just the round piece was left. Then I put them in a bowl until I had a pile of them and ate them. I'm very weird. Little Hot Pockets, I bite off one seam and just slowly squeeze out the inside and eat that. Then I'll unwrap it and eat the rest of the bread. Three Musketeers, I like to eat the outside layer of chocolate and then eat the chewy middle as one bite or two if it's a big bar. I like to flip muffins upside down, remove the wrapper, and eat them from the bottom up. It's less messy, and the top is the best part because it's got better textures. Obviously, this does not work when they're dusted with sugar or have other toppings thrown on top. Instant ramen. I cook the noodles, drain them, then add the seasoning packet. I grew up eating ramen maizman, as it's apparently called this way. Shin ramen, however, I do as a soup. Tried it once without the broth, and couldn't finish, it was too spicy. Does everyone else do this? Cheese it laid upon the tongue crushes cheese it into roof of mouth, salty goodness sucked out of the cheese it until it's paste, then suck paste into throat and swallow. This is me with all small crackers and chips as well. Not in public, but when I'm home alone away from judging eyes, I eat the crust off my mozzarella sticks first, and then pop the whole blob of melted mozzarella into my mouth. So cheesy, so salty, so satisfying, and best of all, no sad flour flavor. Sometimes I'll take burgers apart and eat them layer by layer, so the top layer of bread with the mayo and lettuce, then the meat, then the bottom bit of bread, dipping every bite into some tangy barbecue sauce. Makes the burger last longer, and I love bread. Not sure I'm the only one, but I've never noticed anyone else do it. Ritz crackers. Always flip it over salted side down onto my tongue. Whether the cracker by itself or with toppings, gotta go salted side down. Tastes so much better that way. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I need smoosh the whole thing into a compact ball and then eat it like an apple. The trick to keep it from making a mess is to leave a small margin of bread on the perimeter and start folding from there. People hate watching me eat Kit Kats. I start by biting off the chocolate on all four sides. Then I go layer by layer and peel the top to the bottom off. It's just satisfying to do it that way. I get why it annoys people, but it calms me. Cheap 99-cent ramen. Instead of adding the flavor packet and water, I use a combination of miso, rooster sauce, wasabi, carrots, edamame, spring onion, ginger, chili oil, chili paste, soy sauce, sesame oil, chicken broth. I eat tacos from the top down. Even worse was I used to eat them upside down as a kid. Dump out the extras, bite the shell into two pieces with the meat, then use the shell as the scoop for the rest I dumped out. Not me because it's bonkers, but a friend. Scrapes all the cheese toppings off the pizza and eats the slice first. Does this with several slices and eats all the cheese toppings at the end. It makes me insane. I like to eat each part of my candy bar separately. Like Twix, nibble the chocolate off along the sides, then eat the caramel off the cookie. Last, eat the cookie. I do this with all layered candy bars. I really like to what I call Uncle Rico's steak. It's eating a bloody steak with no sides just by itself, like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. I'll drink a glass of milk with it. protein up. Not currently, but when I was a kid and we had chili cheese dogs, I'd cut up all my hot dogs and tear up my buns and pour the chili on top of that and tots along with cheese, of course. I meticulously remove the center of a Reese's peanut butter cup, consume all the peanut butter first without breaking the chocolate ring, and then eat the ring by itself at the end. If you add a little bit of cocoa to your chili, it will taste amazing. Similarly, adding a dash of cinnamon to tomato sauces adds another dimension and makes a big difference. Dry cereal. Love the taste of just the cereal. I dislike milk. Don't like it when crispy foods get soggy, so I just eat dry cereal a spoon washed down with my coffee. I use hummus like mayonnaise. I use it to make tuna salad or put it on bread for a chicken sandwich. The lemon or roasted pepper varieties are particularly good for this. Popcorn, you grab what, 2? Maybe 3 pieces and place them in your mouth? Me, I grab the biggest handful I can and literally smash it into my face like a fucking cartoon. Not food, and I don't eat it, but I think it fits here. Water. I don't like it cold or hot, I'll have it lukewarm from the hot tap or heated slightly in the microwave. Captain and Crunch. I suck all the milk out of every bite, then chew. It's basically like trying to chew sandpaper, but the sensory effects of it are super satisfying. When I was a kid, I'd put those Kinder Joy things in the freezer, and when they'd freeze, they'd become hard, and then I'd eat them like a chocolate bar. A very end of the month meal for me is pasta ramen, cooked, drained, then mixed with sour cream and whatever seasonings or condiments I happen to have. Ramen. Growing up, I would break it up and then sprinkle the spice on it and then shake it up. For the longest time, I had no idea it was noodles. Oop! I eat sandwiches in a circular way. Like I spiral it. After 8 years together, my wife finally noticed last week and asked, "WTF is wrong with me?" Smiley face. You know those Nutty Buddy bars? The Little Debbie ones? I always peeled off each layer and ate them one by one rather than eating the whole bar. I eat my peas with honey. I've done it all my life. It makes them taste quite funny. But it keeps them on my knife. Spike Milligan. I refuse to eat soup with a spoon. I also refuse to use knives on anything but steak. If the fork can cut it, it's good enough for me. Brother and I ate the cream puffs that was meant to thought and be soft and creamy as small ice cream balls instead directly from the box. I eat spaghetti the day after it was made, it tastes way better that way. Also, I crush saltine crackers on top of it. Man, I'm weird. I just take little nibbles from the end of string cheese so that I don't have to use 2 hands. It's just way easier than the fun way. Pasta like penne, fusilli, and falafel will get eaten with a spoon. Rice with a spoon. Cheesecake with a spoon. I like big bites. My front teeth are fake, so I pull almost everything apart and eat in small bites. Sandwiches, pizza, burgers, etc. I eat pasta with ketchup as a sauce. As do most Swedes, often paired with meatballs. Just don't tell the Italians. I eat my Chicago-style Michelin beef dry and dip pinned in the juice for each bite. I feel like no one else does that. I used to eat the hardtail at the end of shrimp. Once I realized that most people don't really do that, I stopped. I sometimes pick ice cream out of the carton with my fingers because I'm too lazy to get a spoon. Does that count? Pizza with a fork. Soup, pasta with a fork. I disassemble all sandwiches, burgers, and just eat each individual item. Mushrooms. Instead of eating them with a fork like most people, I throw them in the trash where fungus belongs. I eat Oreos dry, without peeling them apart. Like a godless heathen. Don't try to save me. I prefer Hydrox. I pickle vegetables and concentrated orange juice, cucumbers, and thinly sliced fennel come out fantastic. I eat the sides of my Reese's peanut butter cups than the center. Better peanut butter to chocolate ratio. I eat fries in bunches. I select a few that are the same length, bunch them up, dip in barbecue and go to town. I peel the cheese off the pizza slice first. When I get to the crust only, I wrap the cheese around it. I'll eat tuna out of the can. I don't add mayo or your fancy Miracle Whip. I'll take it dry. The tuna, I use bouillon powder as seasoning on almost everything. Sometimes I just spoon it if I crave salt. I eat all around the outside of my sandwiches, burgers, bagels, etc. before moving to the middle. Microwave single-serve lasagna. I prefer it at near room temperature. Nuke it, let it cool off. Tacos, more specifically homemade tacos. I eat them like they're either burritos or quesadillas. Flat soda, or at least 3/4 flat, tastes better. Drink half the bottle and shake it. There are 2 types of people: those who eat corn on the cob like a typewriter, and criminals. I order a double burger and open it up into 2 and eat them as 2 items or share one with someone. As a Filipino American, I do eat rice with a spoon, but sometimes I will eat it with my hands. If I eat a whole apple not able to cut it up, I'll eat it top to bottom, including the core. Rip the bottom half off the cupcake and put it on top of the frosting to make a little sandwich. Shredded cheese. I just grab handfuls of whatever kind I have in the fridge and eat it. I like hot dogs rolled in tortillas instead of hot dog buns. I dip it in ketchup, mustard. I like eating sunflower seeds and peanuts with the shell on. It's totally fine to eat banana upside down. That's how monkeys do it and you don't get all the stringy pieces. Not me, but I saw someone go into an orange with the peel and I almost passed out. I cut the corn off the cob with a knife. It all gets stuck in my teeth otherwise. I like to chop up sandwiches into a bowl and eat them with a spoon like a salad. I don't eat the shells of pumpkin seeds. All my coworkers thought I was weird. Add cereal after milk. Doesn't get squishy and you can just add more cereal. I eat pizza starting from the crust, then work my way in toward the point. Canned spaghetti and soups out of the can. No heat. Open and insert spoon. I eat popcorn by darting my tongue at each piece the way a frog eats flies. I do it like in South Park where you shell it and then shit out your mouth. Potato chips. I lick the flavoring off before actually eating the chip. I put coleslaw in between 2 slices of rye toast and add salt, by pepper. String cheese. I bite it off. Like a monster according to my partner. Kit Kats, I bite all the layers off one by one and eat them separately. I'll eat a can of peas straight up. Never seen anyone else do that. I eat hamburgers with a knife and fork, because I have bad teeth. I put my spaghetti on buttered bread and eat it like a sandwich. I crush my Doritos up in the bag then pour directly in my mouth. Nutella straight from the jar with a spoon, like God intended. I like to eat artichoke hearts while they're still beating.